All right, we're back. Yeah. Y'all were about to talk to each other in a swamp.
Heck yeah.
I wanted to bring Raindrop back to the
We're gonna
group
have friend hangs
so
in
that I
the
can
swamp.
tell everyone about the other thing that I learned.
Cool.
So yeah, I think I think like you say, I actually think there's a cool like aesthetic moment where you've been staring into this puddle and like doing this kind of deep thought and like learning about the swamp, and you have this, you sort of uncover this sort of like something weird and Mara has happened
And I'm just
here.
like watching it swirl around in the water. Is what we just see in my vision, just like this weird, like oil, like that weird like rainbow thing that oil does when you pour it on water. Like it's that.
Yeah.
Just on the murky black water of the swamp.
And then like I think Sunan's like reflection
Exactly.
appears like as the ripples kind of like settle and like you sort of look up at them.
I startle and I fall back into you.
I sort of like prop you up and I say sorry to interrupt you. I learned something I wanted to tell everyone at camp. Are you...
And I nod, I do the bird nod a couple of times, then I say to you, I learned something I want to tell everyone at camp.
Cool, yeah. And I'm like, good. More information is better.
More information is better.
I sort of like kind of give you like a little bit of a like a side glance, like I hope you're gonna stop doing that, but
And
I don't say.
I reach up very high and just clap you on the shoulder and turn around and head in slightly the wrong direction.
So I'm just sort of like Raindrop.
Yeah, you just like steer me.
Is Sunan still wearing a flower crown?
Yes, but it's gone grey.
Oh, cool.
Like just presumably the ash in like their hair has like gotten onto it. You assume probably that's what's happened, but it's gone grey.
That's great.
If I can see any magic happening, that is not what I assume. I'm a smart
I don't know. Probably there is some weird magic. I don't know that that's a thing I'm aware of either in character or out of character.
You just
But
don't...
probably.
I mean, yeah, the thing is, like...
I just don't keep colour very well.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
if anything, Raindrop, you just don't notice.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, you don't notice that the colour's gone out of it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so we go back to the camp.
Come back to camp.
And as like we see Raindrop come into this scene of like there's this like hummock of dirt kind of a little way out of the water with a tree coming out of it at an angle. Is that?
Yep.
And Raindrop kind of like looks at it and like lets out like an aggravated sigh, because they are also quite sick of being wet. And they're not a fan of the mud after it ruined one of their robes. And I think this is the point at which we realize that they've actually taken that robe off, put it on underneath, and then put the entire robe stack back on so that the outer layer is not messy anymore. And they like huff, glaring at the water, and then they kind of like rub their little talony raven hands together and kind of like sidle up to the edge of the water and then like kind of like, oh, they grit their teeth. And they take off the robe, all of the robes, and they like hand it to Sunan to hold. And then immediately I'll like actually hold up a finger and like reach into one of the sleeves and pull out a thing. And it's like a yellow like clay paste, like ochre pigment. And they like smear it on their hands, so that their hands look kind of like, you know how like wrestlers do the thing where they put like the chalk dust on them, or like gymnasts, like that, but with this like red clay paste, yellow clay paste, and then they like mark a rune, like a Hanzi on their forehead, and then they kind of like wade in, they like shuffle their shoulders, they do the like, ooh, I'm loosening up thing, and they wade into the water up to like, you know, their little bird chest or whatever, and stick their hands into the pile and start to quietly invoke a spell. And their shoulders hunch, and like it starts off very quiet, and then it gets louder and louder until there's not words coming out of the mouth, just like this rumbling sound of an earthquake that once like happened to the great university, and they're like lifting, and miraculously the earth starts to like lift and I am casting Shirang's Ceramic Emergement of Stable Homely Ground, a spell which transforms a chosen piece of ground into a safe, dry, risen campsite of earth and stone.
Excellent. Great.
Yeah, and so I like pull this campsite up out of the dirt mound.
So this,
Beautiful.
So you know how much energy this should take you? It takes you
I mean, but here's
much
the thing.
more.
Here's the thing. Well, we gotta remember my stats, right? My -3 stat is my soul. I have a tiny trickle of magic. I rely on the fact that wizardry doesn't need me. It's all about channeling the fountain in the right orders. So I don't know that Raindrop noticed, because like the fountain is doing the heavy lift. I don't know that they actually can tell.
Okay, in which case you do the thing and pass out.
Yeah, cool.
Right.
So I take my hands out and I kind of like I puff my chest up and like smooth my ruffled feathers, and then all of a sudden I feel really dizzy and I like wobble once and then like stabilize myself and like blink really hard and look like everything is fine, and then I just topple over into the water like I've just been poleaxed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone want to get that bird out of the water so they don't drown?
Yeah,
I don't think it's me that gets it first.
Yeah, I guess Nephthys slithers over and leans down from the new risen campsite and picks Raindrop up by like the scruff of feathers on their neck, and plops them down next to where her and Iago were already starting to build like a campfire.
I will go over and look at Raindrop though. Do any of us? I have this vague memory that Iago maybe like knew a little bit of healing something, or am I imagining that? Do any of us know any kind of like first aid?
I know acupuncture. There were a couple of electives on it at the Great University.
No,
No, am I mentioning that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
like
Yeah.
I'll check, like
Okay.
make sure he's breathing, and then like make sure he's
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that the best I can do is turn them over and like check that they don't have water like in their mouth or chest or whatever. I just do like sort of basic things and just make sure that they're just asleep and not like dying.
Nephthys, I think you know enough about Garuda to know that they are not going to cough up the water in their lungs by themselves. Because you know how, because like you know
this,
how
you know
lungs
this.
work. You squeeze lungs. That's your thing.
You
Alright,
know
like, that's
this
okay.
because once Iago was telling a joke while Raindrop was drinking something. And some of it went down the wrong way, and they just like nearly died. They just like started like drowning on dry land because it wasn't coming back up.
Yep.
So yeah, I guess we get like there's a shot of tiny little bird laying on the ground, and you didn't have any of you took all your robes off, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's just like a Nephthys with like one of her giant hands is just like pressing on
Yeah, and yeah, and like
on Raindrop's
bunch of water,
chest.
but like black water comes out, and then yeah.
Okay, well, as
like
like water starts to come out, you gotta make sure to turn them on to the side, or to their side, so that way they don't just.
Oh yeah, no, I think Emily, I think Sunan already did that. But yeah,
You turn them on.
Got that covered.
once they've been squeezed, Raindrop breathes in and wakes up.
But it's the sound of a rooster, not of a crow.
yeah.
You're copying another bird.
Yeah, of course I am.
I like look at you, and I think you've used this spell before, like the make a safe campsite spell before. Like I think
Totally,
we've
110%.
So
This is
I
probably
like
what we did the night in the desert before we stayed with the Mogwai, right? Like,
So I like kind of frown down at you, and I've sort of got like a hand on your arm or whatever, and I look kind of concerned, and I say, "That doesn't usually happen. You're right."
And I think I raise one of my hands over my head, and I'm like staring, like at my own chi, because like presumably like Sixth Sense seems to imply I can do that. And I think I noticed that like something was weird, and I put together what you told me, but I don't think in the moment they could tell. And it's like,
I hand Raindrop like a towel and help them dry off and get all the dirt and stuff off their feathers.
Yeah, and so like a freshly toweled, fluffed up, like clean white looking Raindrop, who hasn't put the robes back on yet, is like looking very thoughtful, and takes one of the pearls. Because they're attracted to, they of course they notice them. They're attracted to shiny things.
Yeah, but
they
they're in
hold
my
the pearl. Oh, okay. They're all hidden away.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I put them in my pouch.
I just wanted to make you more pearls, Todd, but okay.
I know. But Iago's not just gonna let valuables hang out in the open.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
I think I say, well, Raindrop, now that you're awake, there was something else the ancestor told me I wanted to tell you, especially because of your suspicions earlier about the hermit. So, our friend said there are tales in the nearby villages, and like as they're talking, like they realize they're gonna have to explain a long thing, and they just look like, this is gonna take so much breath. This is exhausting. And they say like, in the villages nearby, there are stories of people who become rich, anyone who has a lot of wealth, goes off into the mountains for some reason or another, and they either come back very changed or they don't come back at all. I'm wondering if that's what happened to our caravan friend.
Could it not be that our caravan friend is the one that they meet?
Mm.
And Raindrop doesn't say anything. They just point at Iago and nod. Ash, do I presume, like based on what Adam has described of like the libraries of the city of Brass, and my like assumptions therefore about like the Great University, I assume that like like copies of books from all over the world about like weird folklore and spirit bullshit and spooky stuff and that kind of shit, like endlessly, right? Could I roll mind to see if this reminds me of anything I might have like read in a
definitely.
stolen book?
Yep.
Yeah, because like, yeah, this sounds like some shit that we should know some shit about. I got a 10. I'm underwhelmed, but also I still get a 10 plus, so I will take it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we're not playing Dungeon World. I get no XP at all.
Sorry, award-winning Dungeon World.
Sorry, award-winning tabletop role-playing game Dungeon World.
Dungeon World. Yeah. With a 10. You know that the person you met is likely either a spirit, they are a spirit, a djinn, or a mara bound into a stone form. You know the tale of King Midas.
Or like the Court of Swords.
The Court of Swords equivalent.
Yeah. Well, of course I do. It's the tale I told earlier about the king
Exactly.
who
I
was
was going to
followed
say,
by
you
wealth
told
everywhere he
that
went.
tale
Yeah.
before, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know that tale, and you also know tales of spirits that, and I think you clue onto you work out what that little statue was. It's a hermit. It's a combination of the symbols of the hermit and the devil.
And this is exactly the noise that Raindrop. It's the noise that a particularly venerable, head librarian used to make whenever he was given like a particularly vexing request, and then he finally found the book. He would go, And so Raindrop just makes that noise and nods.
Is that
sagely.
sufficient information for your 10? Do you feel? Because those are the
I suppose. So here is the missing link. I feel like here is like
ask
the
me a question.
We,
you can also have a question.
Yeah, if we dungeon world this a bit, right?
Yeah.
Do any of the kind of entities does the kind of entity that like I am feeling that this thing is that category of entity, is it a map to the scale of entity that could have done this to the swamp? Like, does this piece fit in that like puzzle hole in my head?
It wouldn't.
So it's not too much or too little?
It's probably at about the same scale, but it would have no reason to do the thing to the swamp.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no,
Wrong
that makes
shape.
sense. Yeah, wrong shape.
Right
wrong shape.
size,
Yeah.
wrong shape.
Do you mind if I ask a quick out of character question?
Mm-hmm.
In the tarot, what does the devil represent?
Well, Todd, let me read to
I'll
you.
just let.
Where are we? 15. There we go. The devil, addiction, negativity. Though it may feel frightening when the devil appears in your reading, this card carries an urgent message and must be interpreted with total honesty. The darkness of the devil card takes the form of addiction, negativity, or materialism. It can indicate an ugly relationship with a person or substance. Identify this dependency or how it's holding you back.
Okay.
The devil
yeah,
is
like-
also all about, addiction and like offering things when you don't fully that maybe have a cost you're not aware of.
Yeah. Like, Todd, grasping hands, right? And the six-fold
Yeah.
thirsty devils. Were fucking devil cultists.
Yep.
Okay.
Just
Just
assholes.
so I can get kind of a better understanding.
Yeah, temptation, man-made construction. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a hermit that offers a temptation.
Well, or rather, because like the devil is also about being chained to things,
Mm-hmm.
and about like bondage and constriction.
Mm-hmm.
My feeling is like
Hey,
someone
this is-
bound to hermitage. Like not hermitage by choice, but hermitage like addiction to and like entrapment in that space.
And the money has to come into that somehow. Like,
Yeah, like 110%.
yeah, like he wants money,
Even though
but he
he doesn't
has
need it.
no obvious use for it.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Is that part of the the curse that he like is hungry
Yeah,
for?
I wonder if we destroyed the statue, if that wouldn't free him. But also that's like totally beside the point, right? Because like
I mean, yes and no. Like,
I want to fix this swamp. That's what I want to do.
Like the statue was not magical. You know that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was just a thing.
It was just a thing. Same as
just
all the
a
other things in
symbol.
the caravan were just stone.
Yeah. Okay.
so I'm just wondering whether this revelation about, or possible revelation about his character, whether it further informs us about like what he would see as valuable.
Were there, Ash, any stone coins in the caravan?
Yes.
In great number?
I think you probably
such
saw
as
some.
would be deposited there by many wealthy people by
You
chance?
probably saw some that were like next to a chest,
Yeah.
a stone chest. I don't think you looked close enough to know what kind of coins they were.
Yeah, no, totally.
I have a theory.
I've still got a hold. Am I going to invent a new
I want
spell?
to know your theory. I want to know your theory.
You talk about your theory. I'm going to think about my new spell.
I have a feeling that going on the King Midas theme, that whatever this person touches turns to stone.
Or even
and,
like whatever is offered to him.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool theory.
Yeah.
Oh. So hang on. Iago, what was the exact? You said you seem to recall the exact wording that he said. Other than an emperor's ransom, what was the other thing?
Something no man could obtain.
It was an emperor's ransom or something of equal value, something that no peasant could earn in a lifetime.
Okay.
Some
His freedom.
have to work their entire life.
His freedom.
Yeah.
Like a peasant isn't free. Like by all Confucian, like ideology, right? Like a peasant is bound in duty.
Working hand to mouth, basically.
So just to wind back a little, because I slightly missed the start of this. I just wanted to know again, like how it was that you asked this question.
It wasn't quite a question that I asked.
No. I mean, Raindrop, I think asked.
I've read many things.
Oh, okay. This was you consulting.
Yeah, and like I had a name and like a bunch of magical observations and a bunch of suspicions, and I've read and identically memorized the contents of the Library of the Great University.
And you were specifically looking for the name of the hermit?
I was specifically looking for like anything that reminded me of this whole cluster of like stuff.
Okay, cool.
The name
Yep.
Fanfang, the weird legend about people going to the mountains with the money and disappearing.
Yeah, I suppose
His weird
with your
stone
turn,
shit.
you know that Fanfang
Yeah.
means like deadly mountaintop.
So the idea being that he
Yeah.
is some kind of bound or
Yeah.
whatever Mara type something.
Yeah, Ash, I might push. I'm gonna push for a second question.
Yep.
Because I feel like this is a thing my character would know, and it also feels like a thing that we need to negotiate as a group because it's a matter of like our aesthetics as opposed to Adam's aesthetics. Is that the kind of thing Amara would be called? Like to me and my sense of like how to name things, and how I would name things in a Court of Swords game. That's like the name of like a god or a spirit. That's not the name of Amara.
I don't. Well, yeah, it's not a Mara name, definitely.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so I think Raindrop...
I mean, that doesn't mean that it couldn't be one. Like, it could be lying. But yes.
That's true. But, like, I don't think anyone would choose such a, like, ominous and meaningful name to lie about if they wanted
Double
customers,
bluffs. Double
right?
bluff.
Like, no, maybe.
No. Yeah.
I feel like you're overthinking this, Suna.
Yes.
I feel like you're overthinking this.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think Rainbow, like... what do they... Oh, fuck. I know what they do. Okay, so Rainbow sighs, and I think part of this, right, like this earthen rampart that they've constructed is like a little bit of a wally bit in whatever direction that like the wind is going to come from tonight to like keep the wind off the fire. And I think they take a charcoal stick, like out of fire, like a little charcoal pencil, and they start meticulously copying out the relevant pages of books from the Great Library on the wall.
Yeah.
and it takes them like an hour.
Yeah.
But eventually they're done, and they kind of like floof down, and they look very satisfied with themselves, and they point at the wall. Because words are difficult sometimes.
It's easier to write whole pages of text.
Well, and also like when they they've never heard a bunch of these words they've never heard said. They read this, they didn't hear it. And also like whenever they quote people who are relevant, everyone always gets huffy and like bullshit at them.
Yeah, definitely, right.
Even though
yeah.
like they probably, a bunch of these lectures, like they don't have the vocabulary to re-stitch it back together. Like you can either get the full version or you get the weird charades thing from this morning. Like there's no middle ground.
Yeah.
And so they just like copy out the pages, and then when they're finally done, they like blow on the end of the stick like it's like a smoking gun, and like toss it in the fire, and kind of like settle down on the opposite wall and point at the wall.
So Iago like walks up to the wall, like nods, like he can actually understand what was written.
Can he read?
No.
Is anyone else literate? This may be a huge.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ne-
good.
Nephthys
Oh, good.
can-
Oh, good. I
can
just wanted to check.
It's hilarious.
I think I start reading it out and like immediately like run out of breath after a little while and just sort of like
kind of
put a hand up just to sort of be like sorry.
Are you okay, Sanan?
Yeah, I just I think I'm coming down with something, caught something.
You should lay down then.
Yes, get some rest. Don't worry about watch tonight. I'll cover yours.
Okay. Thank you. And yeah, they're like very hesitant, but they just accept it.
So Nephthys is gonna attempt to read what has been written on the wall.
Iago steps a little bit closer to make sure that he can hear.
I'm not going to make you roll for that.
And so
Window's handwriting is very
what is the gist of it? What is the like cliff notes that?
I mean, it's
after
like
reading-
it's what Ash gave us, right?
It's
Like
the stuff that I've
it's
already
like
said.
yeah, it's like a page with like an academic recording of the same folktale.
Okay.
About like King Chin or whatever his name was, right?
Oh my god, how great would it be if King Chin was the one that... Yes! Sorry. King Chin is the one that united China. So in this, united the Court of Swords from being warring tribes into being like a single court.
What court are we in right now?
You're in the
Coins.
Court of... united the Court of Coins, which you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would 100% be the story.
So Nephthys like summarizes what's on the been written on this wall, and then says, well, this is all very interesting, Raindrop, but what do we do next?
Should we take a break? I want to take a break, and I want to cut to.
I think-
I would like to like Star Wars cut to wherever when you're doing whatever.
Yeah, like let's on the break we can talk about like what we want to do. and
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Cut into the action. Yeah, like blades this shit and like cut to the action.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
We can even do an engagement roll. We're already hacking Adam's game. No, we're not.
I would like to just have one quick scene.
Yeah, do it.
So Iago always takes the first watch, and while everyone's after everyone's like bedded down and he's sure that they're asleep, he always goes around and like it's almost always it's like the scene where you see like a murder like above a bed, except instead of like with a knife, he like makes sure everyone's like tucked in nicely.
He tucks them in.
Yeah.
Aww.
make sure like they haven't like fallen off their pillow.
Yeah, and Raindrop like props, and like one eye like blearily opens at you.
Close it.
Yeah, and you just slide it closed. Like we do. Yeah, this is a routine. We have this thing. We do.
Yeah. That's really lovely. All right, we'll be back in a minute, chat, and we'll get to the action.